The 2026 Formula One season, well, it's supposed to be the great equalizer. New engines, new chassis rolls, a 50-50 power split between ICE and electric. And yet, right now, one team looks utterly untouchable. After the Chinese Grand Prix, Mercedes, they locked out the front row again. George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, they delivered another clinical 1-2. Pundits, they called it dominance. Fred Vasseur, though, he called it temporary. While the world obsesses over lap times, the Ferrari team principal, he's playing a very different game. One that starts in the FIA rulebook. He's not just reading the regulations. No, he's weaponizing them. And at the heart of his plan is a little-known clause most fans have never even heard of, the ADU mechanism. Additional design and upgrade opportunities. A mid-season lifeline that could hand Ferrari a fully funded, performance-boosting engine upgrade and flip the entire championship on its head. Let's not sugarcoat it, folks. Federer knows they're behind. They do. Vasseur, he's been brutally honest. In race trim, the SF26 is currently 3 to 5 tenths off Mercedes on most circuits. That ain't no small deficit. That's a chasm, a gaping maw. But you dig into them sector times, and something interesting emerges. In the twisty, medium-speed corners, where aero efficiency and mechanical grip matter most, Ferrari is often matching or even beating the Silver Arrows. The car rotates beautifully, it does. It carries speed through direction changes. Oh yes. The killer, though, is them straights. Raw horsepower, that's what it is. Top-end speed. Independent torque sensors mounted on the rear half shafts tell the unfiltered truth. Mercedes is extracting significantly more from their internal combustion engine. That gap, it shows up lap after lap, especially on tracks like Jeddah, Monza, or the long drag out of Turn 1 in Shanghai. Yet Vasseur ain't panicking. No sir, he's calm. Almost smug, one might say. Because he's already mapped out how to close it. Not with overnight miracles, mind you, but with a regulatory backdoor. The FIA, bless their hearts, deliberately left open after the 2014-2020 Mercedes steamroller era. So, what exactly is ADU? Back in 2021, when the FIA rewrote the power unit rules for 2026, they wanted to prevent any one manufacturer from running away with it for a decade. They introduced real-time monitoring via torque sensors that calculate an internal combustion engine performance index, a percentage benchmark against the class leader, right now Mercedes. If your engine falls 2 to 4% behind that benchmark across the first handful of evaluation events, you unlock one extra homologation upgrade for the current season, plus another one the following year. Fall more than 4% behind, the FIA doubles down. You get 2 upgrades per season, 30% more dynamometer test hours, and even a reduction in the power unit cost cap to help smaller manufacturers catch up. These performance checks happen at roughly races 6, 12, and 18, adjusted slightly for calendar changes. There are safeguards against deliberate sandbagging, minimum deployment levels, fuel flow monitoring. Everything is independently verified. The Vasseur has basically telegraphed the strategy in plain sight. Quote, "We are not surprised by the gap. We expect to qualify for ADU. And when we do, the real engine improvement will arrive after that." He's not hiding it. He's daring the FIA to follow through. Some insiders are already nicknaming him Il Calculatore, the calculator. Cold, precise, always thinking 2 moves ahead. Ferrari's current plan is, well, surgical. They're pouring budget and wind tunnel time into chassis and aero upgrades right now, areas they can develop freely under the cost cap and sporting regs. The engine? They're holding development cards back on purpose. Why rush expensive dyno hours on an engine that might qualify for free upgrades later? Instead, they let the data pile up, let the gap get documented, then cash in the ADU rewards when the FIA greenlights the extra tokens. There's even quiet speculation in the paddock that Mercedes might not be showing their full hand yet, perhaps running conservative modes early to keep the measured gap smaller on paper. But Vasseur isn't buying the bluff. The torque traces don't lie, and he's happy to let them speak. It protects team morale, keeps sponsors calm, and quietly builds pressure on the FIA to enforce the catch-up mechanism exactly as written. This isn't the first time Ferrari's played the long game with rules, you know. Remember the 2019 fuel flow drama, or the 2022 porpoising wars? They've always been rather good at reading the fine print. Another recent example, the compression ratio saga. Mercedes, they reportedly exploited thermal expansion, measuring 16.1 cold, but hitting closer to 18.1 when running hot. The FIA eventually compromised. From Monaco onward, measurements are taken at 130 degrees Celsius oil temp, with a 16.7 tolerance band. Vasseur, he downplayed it as a small tweak, insisting the real opportunity lies in ADU. The 2026 calendar chaos, several races already cancelled or shortened, has pushed some evaluation points later into the season. That delays potential ADU activation, possibly into the summer window. Conveniently, Ferrari is rumoured to be prepping a major power unit overhaul around the Hungarian Grand Prix in late July. Why then? Because the current 067/6 still carries DNA from departed technical director Vold Zimmermann's philosophy. A clean sheet rebuild under ADU rules gives them a massive jumpstart on 2027 development too. Ferrari isn't alone in the hunt, no. Honda's battling crippling vibrations and has, well, lost key engineers. They could easily trigger that harsher ADU tier. Red Bull Ford, they've openly questioned whether the timelines and cost caps are even realistic anymore. But the mindset, it has shifted forever. In the old days, falling behind was a death sentence. Now, it's a documented condition, measured by sensors, and turned into a resource. Ferrari isn't trying to beat Mercedes today. They're building toward the moment the rules hand them the ammunition to do it. Vasseur, he summed it up perfectly. The gap is not a problem to be solved. It is a condition to be documented, measured, and cashed in. If this gamble pays off, we could see a completely transformed Ferrari emerge from the summer break. More power, more deployment, suddenly fighting for wins instead of podium scraps. And Mercedes, for the first time in years, they might actually face the competition the FIA always promised.